Welcome to ScriptureWise, where we help you wisen up on the Bible. In today's video, we'll be diving into the book of Genesis, the first book of the Bible. We'll explore its key themes, its author, the stories within it, and its significance. So, what is the book of Genesis? Genesis means the beginning, and the book of Genesis is exactly that. It is the beginning, both in terms of its place in the Bible and its content. It's the foundational book of the Judeo-Christian faith, telling the story of the creation of the world, the origins of humanity, and the early history of the Israelite people. It lays the groundwork for understanding God's relationship with the world and His plan for humanity. The book starts with the creation of the world, how God created everything in 6 days, including the heavens, the earth, and all living things. On the 6th day, God created humankind in His own image and called them Adam and Eve. Genesis teaches that humanity was created to live in harmony with God, and with each other, and with the creation around them. However, the story quickly shifts to the fall of man when Adam and Eve disobey God, bringing sin into the world. This pivotal event changes the course of human history and sets the stage for God's redemptive work. So, who wrote Genesis? Traditionally, the book of Genesis is attributed to Moses, the leader of the Israelites who guided them out of Egypt and received the law from God. Jewish tradition holds that Moses wrote Genesis, along with the other books of the Torah, while leading the Israelites in the wilderness, around the 15th to 13th century BCE. However, modern scholars believe that Genesis, like the rest of the first 5 books of the Bible, may have been compiled over time by multiple authors and editors, drawing from oral traditions and earlier written sources. Despite this, the traditional view of Moses as the author remains significant in religious teachings. Genesis is filled with key stories that shape the biblical narrative. The creation story tells how God made the world in 6 days and rested on the 7th. The fall of man follows Adam and Eve's disobedience, introducing sin and its consequences into the world. The story of Noah and the flood shows God's judgment on a corrupt world, but also His mercy in preserving Noah, his family, and pairs of animals on the ark. The Tower of Babel explains the origin of different languages and humanities scattering across the earth. Genesis also highlights the lives of the patriarchs Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and Joseph. God makes a covenant with Abraham, promising that his descendants will become a great nation. Abraham's faith is tested when God asks him to sacrifice his son Isaac, but God provides a ram as a substitute. Genesis also focuses on Jacob, who is later named Israel, and his 12 sons, who become the ancestors of the 12 tribes of Israel. One of his sons, Joseph, is sold into slavery by his brothers, but later rises to power in Egypt, saving his family during a famine. Why is Genesis significant? Genesis is essential for several reasons. First, it explains the origin of the world and humanity, providing a theological foundation for understanding God as Creator. It shows that human beings were created for a purpose, to live in relationship with God. Second, Genesis introduces the problem of sin, how disobedience to God disrupts the harmony of creation. But it also introduces the promise of redemption, starting with God's covenant with Abraham, which unfolds throughout the Bible. Lastly, Genesis is significant because it sets the stage for the rest of the Bible. The themes of creation, sin, and redemption are developed throughout the Old and New Testaments, with Genesis laying the groundwork for God's plan of salvation, which culminates in Jesus Christ. In summary, the book of Genesis is not just the first book of the Bible, as the key to understanding the Bible as a whole. It introduces key themes, characters, and promises that will shape the rest of Scripture. Whether you're a seasoned believer or just beginning your journey, Genesis provides essential truths about God, humanity, and the world we live in. Thanks for watching this episode of ScriptureWise. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and check out our other videos which focus on each Genesis story, and subscribe for more biblical insights. See you next time.